Okay, so I tried to do a video in the house of my first morning pump, me bagging it, and after looking at the video, um, my daughter had her music playing, my other one was screaming because she wasn't paying attention to her. It was just a really bad video. So I am now in my garage because it is the only quiet place as of right now. They're eating lunch. But as soon as they see me, it's a million questions or just it's not quiet. But unfortunately, I already bagged my morning pump, but I still have the bags. So I'll kind of just go over what I did in the other video. But I pumped 28 ounces this morning. And that's basically because I don't pump all night long. I do not get up in the middle of the night, mainly because I did that with my first two. I went into a major oversupply with my second one because I was pumping every hour and a half to 2 hours. I ended up getting mastitis and all of that. So it was kind of miserable. My first child, I stopped producing breast milk when she was 7 months old, but I did. I pumped throughout the night, and I wasn't getting much sleep. It wasn't fun. And I told myself this time around, I want pumping to be an enjoyable experience, something that I'm happy about and I'm proud about. So I'm not making it miserable for myself. I'm trying to just do it when I need to. I don't have like a set strict schedule on, oh my God, it's 3 o'clock, I need to pump. I do generally just kind of go by the way they feel. So if they feel full, I generally try to pump. So I'd say I go 4 hours at most between each pump, which I don't recommend if you're starting out pumping, because you really do need to establish a supply. I already have my supply established, so I go about every 3 to 4 hours. Now, it can still, lessen or decrease my supply pretty quickly if I keep spacing it farther and farther apart. So I don't generally like to go past 3 to 4 hours because I don't want my supply to decrease. So I pumped 28 ounces this morning. I use the Lasono. I don't know how you pronounce it. So sorry if I say it wrong. But I use 3 bags to fill my morning supply. I don't go by the 6 ounce mark. I kind of generally fill it about an ounce or two past, just because I still have a lot of space up here for the milk to expand, and I still have room to get air out of the bags. So generally when I pour my milk in, what I do is after I pour it, I kind of squeeze right where the milk line is, like this. It takes a couple practices, but then you see the top of the bag kind of fold over. So then you want to kind of squeeze it, pushing all of the air out, and then as soon as you get to the top, seal. And that should give you a pretty flat bag without a bunch of gappy air bubbles in there. Now I'm going to be honest, I never used to do that. And I've never had a problem with my milk. I've never had a problem with the way it froze or leaking, or some people say if there's too much air in there, it can get frostbite. I've never had that issue, so I don't know. I can't confirm or deny. I mean, everybody's breast milk is different. Your diets definitely play into your breast milk, and things like that, how it tastes and everything. So everybody's breast milk is different. So I don't know. But I'm no expert, but I've done it for 3 kids. So I have a general knowledge. But I did have a girl on here ask me about, I want to say, I can't remember her name, and I'm so sorry. She asked about hand expressing. I kind of do a combo of both. I do hand express while I'm pumping just to help the milk come out during my pump, so I'm completely emptying. So basically what you want to do is, I don't know if you like to hand express before you pump or massage or whatever you like to do. I've seen some women kind of hand express some of the fore milk out because it is just empty calories for baby. So they will hand express some of the fore milk out before they pump and try and get all that hind milk. So me personally, I pump everything and I feed him everything because I believe that if your body produces it, it is important to baby all around. So I believe both components, fore milk and hind milk, is very important. So what I do is I hook up my pump and I set it up and I kind of just push down like this while I'm pumping. And what that does is it's massaging the milk ducts, it's directing it towards the pump, and then generally also when I'm getting towards the end of my pump, what I'll do is I'll kind of stick my hand in between and I'll take knuckles and I'll just kind of roll them. So I'm getting kind of a wall right here with my hand. So it's allowing me to push and I will kind of roll with my knuckle. And that also helps massage the rest of the milk out. I've seen a lot of women that generally just kind of like to go into circles. I will do that sometimes, but I found that those two methods work the best. Kind of just pushing it down or towards the nipple or towards the pump. And then kind of sticking your hand in between like a wall and kind of doing a knuckle roll. And it definitely will help get everything out. Generally, I'd say my evening pumps are 16 ounces, so 8 ounces each breast. I don't use all of my milk. So a lot of my milk, he's not eating that much during the day whatsoever. He's only going on 4 months old this month. So he drinks 5-ounce bottles still. He'll probably be going up to 6 ounces here soon. But a lot of my milk, no matter what, I pump, I bag, and I put it in my fridge. And then I fill up my nighttime bottles. He only takes 1 bottle at night, so my nighttime bottles run into my daytime bottles. So I usually have multiple bags at the end of the day that I can label and put in my freezer and save for later, because I don't, obviously 28 ounces in the morning, that's almost all day for him. So he doesn't use all of that. But I do want to go over mastitis as well. I am not a doctor. I am not 100% knowledgeable in this either, but basically mastitis is a blocked duct or a irritated duct. Something, it can swell and turn red. It can completely clog on you. Generally, you get mastitis from wearing too tight of clothing, not pumping enough, letting yourself fill up way too much. The reason I got mastitis before was because sorry, I have like a tickle in my throat. The reason I had mastitis before yeah. Okay, give me 1 second. The reason no. Sorry. The reason I had gotten mastitis was because I believe I wasn't emptying completely when I was pumping. I wasn't massaging. I wasn't pushing anything out. I thought I was completely empty. But I think I had multiple ducts that still had milk in them and that was still full, that didn't get to release. So basically, I think I ended up with mastitis because of that. It was right here on my side of my breast. I woke up one morning I felt so sick, like the flu. My body was shaking. I had a fever. It felt like I was hit by a dump truck. My whole body was sore. It's basically, I don't know why it makes you feel the way you feel, but it was really bad. I called my doctor because I thought I had the flu. I thought something like, can I transmit the flu through my breast milk? I wasn't sure, which they had told me, no, you can't. But basically, I had went in and they just examined and they said, it was red, it was hot to the touch. They said, yeah, you have mastitis. So they put me on an antibiotic. And they also suggested that I stopped pumping if I could, just because I was into an oversupply. They found out how much I was pumping. They found out how much. My daughter was 2 weeks old, and I kid you not, I probably had 800 ounces of breast milk just frozen, not counting what I was actually using. And she was only 2 weeks old. Like, my boobs were producing so much milk. It was almost every hour and a half, I was pumping. And all night I was pumping. It was insane how much I produced. But it was pretty much just an antibiotic. They gave me an antibiotic. They told me to use hot compress on the spot that was swollen, to let water hit it in the shower. It went away in about a week or two, so it wasn't that bad. It's just the general, you wake up in the morning, you feel like you were hit by a truck, you're hot, you're sweaty, you're cold, you're shaking, you feel like you have the flu. Mastitis, though, is very common. It's not something that, like, if you get it, it's like, oh my God, I need to stop pumping. You don't need to stop pumping. I was suggested to stop pumping because I was into an oversupply, but a lot of the times, mastitis is 100% treatable. It can be taken care of with an antibiotic and warm compress and things like that, and you don't need to stop pumping. I was just asked to if I wanted to, because I was in such oversupply. They said that by the time my daughter was 6 months old, I'd be producing enough milk for a 1-year-old. And I would end up with a blown milk duct, or something would happen that would be very painful. So I stopped. I went on antibiotics. I went on Sudafed. I went on birth control. I drank no more milk. Tea, which is like sage tea. And I tried to just not pump as much throughout the day, which it was a very long process. I don't think I was completely done pumping until about a month after that. It is a very slow process. You have to wean yourself off of it. Otherwise, you will get mastitis again, or you will get, engorgement that's just not comfortable. But generally, for the most part, I mean, it is very treatable. It is easy to deal with. It just feels so horrible when you first wake up in the morning and you realize you do have it. It's uncomfortable. You feel nasty. So, I mean, your doctor or your lactation specialist, they can take care of it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I don't think so. But if you guys have any more questions, I can try and help as much as possible. I am going to do a video review on that pump that I had gotten. I've used it quite a few times, so I will be doing a review on that later. Once I get my video made, I will post it. But duty calls, and I gotta get in the house and take care of the kiddos and get lunch started for myself. So thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments and I will try and help as much as possible. Thanks. Bye.